no camera to face there, but we're just gonna do this instead. The lights are out, the cars are racing, and we have both of the Aston Martins in front and behind each other. We have the McLarens trying to push forward. Yuki going onto the inside now, backs up a little bit to go into the Aston Martin. And here we go, all to some of the drivers here at the back of the grid, looking good. Oh, the Aston Martin's gone! That is Elements, I believe, has gone off the track. He is now at the back of the grid. There's no yellow car as of now. He looks to be okay. Capped, I believe, spun as well. He's going to have to recover quite quickly. Oh, and the McLaren goes. Yuki, I believe, has just recovered that. Monk's down the grid now. No major collisions as of yet, but a lot of drama it has been so far. Some overtakes in the middle of the field here. It's all to play for these drivers who are now going to try so hard to get as far up the grid as they can. The Aston Martin team was looking very, very good, well, P1 and P3, but after that unfortunate incident for Elements, he will be starting at the back. There's a yellow flag. We're just trying to find out the details. Yeah, it looks like the Mercedes has lost its front wings. Oh, he's gone into the AlphaTauri! And that is Des, who is out of the race. Is he not? Is he still in the race? We hope he's still in the race. We hope he's okay. And we believe he's still in the race. Okay, so there's no major incidents. Racer's retired. Oh, he's gone into the wall. We're going to have to review that clip a bit later on, but that is an unfortunate incident for Racer. A yellow in sector 2 and 3. There's a few drivers with their wings off, including the Aston Martin at the back, the Mercedes, and Des, who's in the AlphaTauri. So, obviously, a few drivers going to the pit lane here. As well as anyone else. I mean, you know, it's all to play for here with Dodge against Yuki here. The battle continues. Here we go. Yuki makes that really clean overtake. I don't think I've ever seen him all clean. Oh, he spun! And I was just commending him, and Dodge has gone out the race. That is possibly laps to go. If another driver goes out of the session, there will be a red flag. So, and there we go. So Monk has just... that has to be one of the scummiest things I've seen in this league. Obviously, Monk driving into the wall to get his teammate back in. You know, is that a good decision? I don't know, but that will be it. The red flag is flown. The red flag is now in action, so the drivers will have to retire the race. So anything from here on out is just a bit of fun and banter. Indeed. And here we go! The lights are out, the cars are racing. The Alpine still triumphantly racing forwards. We've got the rest of the drivers there, all very close, compact together. Let's hope no collisions happen. I don't think so. Oh, the McLaren's out! The McLaren's gone down. That's safe bicycle now. And the Aston Martin as well had a bit of an issue. Looks like it's resolved now. Hamilton, who's in the middle of the grid, trying to find an extra space to go past the Mercedes. All these drivers very close, compact and tight together. Safe Bicycle now in 17th position. It is a bad standing now for Safe Bicycle, who is usually one of the best drivers on the track. Both Mercedes very close together with the Ferrari Hamilton, who is doing very, very well. Capped just in front of Monk here. An overtake here maybe. Have a look at this from the Ferrari driver. So Ferrari doing very well today. Here's a pit stop strategy for Monk, as you can see on the screen. And here we go, Snipe overtaking the Haas. So overtakes at the back of the grid here with Megan. So Safe Bicycle trying to make his redemption here. Smooth Pounder racing ahead. Des, who's doing very well. Snipe with a 3-second time penalty. Have a look at this from Des. But where the most action is happening is at the back here, where we've got all these drivers so close together. Fred again overtake on Jinxed here. A few of these drivers here. Oh, Ferrari nearly gets caught by the back end of the Mercedes. He's just got into it. Oh my goodness me, that Mercedes has just crashed. It's fine. He's going into the box for some new wings. Tyler managed to get the overtake because of that. Let's have a look at up the front between Fred and Phantom. Jinx has gone down one position. Hamilton, who is doing really, really well, trying to get as high as he can. He's doing very well in the Ferrari. Maybe this is his new home. Absolutely speeding down. Look at this. He's going to try and make a pull off a maneuver to overtake the Mercedes, who's been trailing behind for a few minutes now. And here we go. Look at this. And he makes the overtake. Here we go. Hamilton doing exceedingly well. Mercedes trying to get another overtake. Another chance, maybe. Mercedes does have the ERS advantage. Will that be much of an issue here? We don't know. Des making the overtake on Capt. Capt is already in P7. He's doing absolutely fantastic. Goes around the outside, pulls it wide to get around the Alpine, and he does well to do it. Des, now in P6, is going to try and make a really, really good standing for AlphaTauri today. The number 66 driver, who is doing very, very well as it stands. And near enough behind them, we have still the battle between Hamilton and Dodge. And it ensues. Obviously, Dodge, a really, really good driver on the track. He goes around the outside on the switchback now to this next corner. He still retains that position. Although, however, Mercedes has this momentum. Oh my goodness! And that is Dodge who just spun. I believe there was some sort of collision there. What a shame. Hamilton now trying to get an overtake on Des. Des is a really good driver. Will he be able to do it? He's taking it easy. The Ferrari now got the speed. Some tight turns here. I don't think he'll be able to do it, but there's a big straight down here. He's got the DRS. His DRS has completely ran out. Quite the opposite with Des. Des, 65% ERS, which gives him a lot of chance to defend here. Nearly a collision there with the Ferrari, but he's managed to make the overtake. I don't know why Des isn't using his ERS. I'm not too sure what's going on there. But he's just sort of gifted the position to Hamilton. Hamilton's had to sort of ambitiously reach for the position he's just gained. But he's done well to get it. If you have a look now, Fred and Phantom. A bit of a battle here between P1 and P2. Both on the medium laps. 2-lap medium tyres. And here we go, Fred trying to make the overtake. Here we go, Fred. We're on board with badass Fred here. He leaves some space for the Alfa Romeo. The Alfa Romeo now is going backwards. Phantom, who was in P1 now is in P2. Yuki in P3. He's done well to get around the Alfa Romeo. Alfa Romeo don't look to be too confident today. Yuki with the fastest in Sector 3. And some overtakes here in the middle of the grid. And there's some sort of spin at the Ferrari. What else happened with the Ferrari? We believe it's been resolved. All drivers are still in the race, outstandingly. 5 seconds. Elements and Devil making a bit of a battle here between these two drivers. He's on the inside for this next turn here by Devil. So a bit of a battle between these two drivers, as we can see with Hamilton and the Traveller. However, if we go to the front of the grid, we see Hamilton, Phantom even, who's managed to go within a second's distance from Fred for the majority of today's track. So Fred, doing what he does best. He's one of the more newer talents in this season so far, and he's doing quite well, as good showing. There's a bit of drivers just come off the grid there. Who's that? That's Williams. Yep, that's Devil. And Megan's out the race. Megan's gone off. Megan, who's usually in the Haas, is now in the Red Bull, who has he's just gone off. I believe he was substituting for another driver, but unfortunately for Megan, he's out the race. 5, the front of the grid looking as the same as it was 5 laps ago, or near enough. We've got Fred in P1, 2, saved by a score 3, Smurf Pounder. The Smurf has actually done quite well to gain them 2 positions to get into that position there. Snipes has just spun, I believe. He spun. I don't know whether there's some sort of collision there. We'll have to review the clips a bit later on. But he's obviously damaged his wing there. Yuki's gone into the pits. Capt is out the race. Capt is out the race. So what on earth has happened? Capt is out of the race. Really rocketing down the corners. Possibly one of the best drivers to ever grace the Miami track. And lost Yuki with a 1:32.517 seconds. Which leads to an overtake here from Phantom and Traveller. Traveller, obviously, again, a really good driver. He was able to secure his positions as well as anyone else. I mean, you know, it's all to play for here with Dodge against Yuki here. The battle continues. Here we go. Yuki makes that really clean overtake. I don't think I've ever seen him all clean. Oh, he spun! And I was just commending him, and Dodge has gone out the race. That is possibly... We are now resuming the race as the safety car is coming in. The rest of the drivers are there, keen as ever. There is currently 11 drivers here, and a few have had to retire. And if one more driver goes, and we have currently 40-something laps to go, if another driver goes out of the session, there will be a red flag. So, and there we go. So Monk has just... that has to be one of the scummiest things I've seen in this league. Obviously, Monk driving into the wall to get his teammate back in. You know, is that a good decision? I don't know, but that will be it. The red flag is flown. The red flag is now in action, so the drivers will have to retire the race. So anything from here on out is just a bit of fun and banter. So the safety car has come in. Fred is speeding away as he does best, with a 1.5 second gap between the car behind. And I don't think I've ever seen better pace from a driver than Fred this season. I mean, he has been absolutely... just, there's no words to describe his driving this season. He's done absolutely phenomenally well. And obviously down the grid here. Oh my goodness, there's been a spin. Safe Bicycle has now gone down to P17. Monk just in front of him. They're going to have to battle here to try and get any higher than they were before. Hamilton, I think he has lost his wings. No, he hasn't. Let's hope not. No, he's fine, thankfully. But that is currently P14-15 for Ferrari. So that does give a chance for the other drivers, the other constructors to get higher up in the constructors' standings. And of course we've got Des, who is in P12 now, trying to do it as well as he can. We're going to go up the grid here between the Williams and the Aston Martin here, who are battling very valiantly. Elements, who are currently his teammates in P1, so he's going to have to try and do some magic and work some magic here to look any better than his teammates looking at the moment. And also the AlphaTauri, who is currently fighting very hard. Oh, and he's gone! And he's gone! Is he out of the race? We don't know. He's fine, but that is awful. I saw it coming a million miles away. There was not a lot of space at all for them drivers who just crushed there. But there's been no DNS or retires at the moment. I think I just saw Dodge, who went into the barriers there, but it doesn't look like it's so. And what on earth was happened there with the Williams? Williams has gone into the pits, okay. And there we go, Fansiv trying to look for an overtake on Elements, who's currently P6 in the Aston Martin. He's got some good pace on him. But will we be seeing an overtake? DRS is not here yet, so he's going to have to rely purely on his driver's driving skills. He has got the fresher tyres than Elements, the same compound, but I think his setup's just a bit different. Between yellow and sector 1, I believe that's something to do with the Mercedes. It's been fixed now. So Phantom's going to have to try his best a bit later on here. And here we go. Look at this from the Red Bull. I think Hamilton has just got the overtake there. Done very well to do so. Snipe still in P12. He's going to look to try and get every single drop of reward out of this as he can. Megan, who's just gone around the wider edge there, so he's just abandoned the racing line for that. We have to see the Red Bull try and make an overtake here. Sensitive, who's just got the penalty for that corner cutting there against Megan. There we go, he's pumping all of his DRS into here. Megan couldn't care less. That's probably the coldest thing. Megan could not care less. He's not dumping any of his DRS, and he still manages to get ahead of the Red Bull. DRS is now enabled, which means that the Red Bull might have a fighting chance against the Haas here. We think Megan's actually going to the pits, so that will mean business for the Haas fans out there. And Monk, who is currently in 16th. So I'm not too. Oh, he's gone into the bit of the barriers there, but it looks like he's fine now. He does have the DRS advantage now. and he definitely has the potential to get the overtake on Yuki if he wants to. And the rest of the drivers down here now, the Alfa Romeo just behind the Mercedes, and he manages to do it. That is now both the Alfa Romeos in P5 and P4. Dodge is clearly not happy with that. He's going to try his absolute hardest to get around the Alfa Romeo, or Alfa Romeos. With the 3-second time penalty. Again, more battling between these few cars here. Very, very close together. I think they're 4 cars within a second of each other. So very, very close here. Maybe some fighting between the Alfa Romeos. We'll have to see. And I think there is a bit of battling between these both Alfa Romeos. That might actually mean that they slow each other down, which leaves Dodge to get a good overtake on Jinx here, which he looks like he'll be able to. He's got the DRS, he's got the ERS. He will be absolutely flying here. He's ran out of ERS. He's got the DRS though, same as Jinx did. But he's managed to do it. Oh, he secured it. Has he done it? Never mind. He has not done it in that little chicane there. He nearly got the position back, but after that really good positioning from Jinx, he manages to retain P5. Double driver with the fastest lap time. He'll be happy with that. Double driver who was also in P15 in the Williams, so that is a very unlikely outcome for him to have the fastest lap, but all the better to him. And again, the Mercedes trying to look for an overtake on the Alfa Romeo. Alfa Romeo has done his overtaking. He's going to secure the inside line here as they come up past to sector 2 here. Mercedes trying their best. Alfa Romeo have run out their manoeuvres here to defend. Very close contact here. The Mercedes had to back out and is now behind the Alfa Romeo. He's going to have to try and revert his progress as he did before. Because, oh, a little bit of spinning there from the Alfa Romeo. He looks a bit on edge. 11 lap old medium tyres he's got on. And the Mercedes, who's done very bit of battery has into it. He's also got the DRS. Will that be enough for him to make the overtake? Both have very low ERS for defending against each other. Let's have a look here. A few drivers here racing against each other here. And of course the Mercedes doing as well as ever. Bumped into the Alfa Romeo, not too sure whether it was on purpose or not. And here we go. Dodge, he's got the DRS, he's still not making any moves to overtake here. Maybe he wants it here, maybe he wants it. Backs out a little bit. Trying his hardest. We're going to go down to see his teammate now, Monk, who's in P15, battling against Devil Driver in the same turn we just saw a minute ago. Look at this, Williams, not very long straight for DRS. He backs out a little bit, he gives Williams the position it looks like. We'll get back onto them in just a minute. We're going to have a look at these two drivers here, Elements and Dodge. Again, we think Dodge has actually got the position of what he wants, but he's been overtaken by Elements, I think. So the Aston Martin doing very well. Aston Martin are absolutely unrivaled this season. Of course, not in front of McLaren either, though. McLaren are doing very, very, very well. And so Alfa Romeo as well. Look at a lot of tight racing here between these drivers. It just hits onto the... oh my goodness me, that was nearly a collision. Phantom's going to have to be careful here. The rest of the drivers, all very close in contact with each other. Possibly the tightest racing I've seen in this season. Possibly tighter than Monaco. Elements does have a penalty for whatever reason. You can see Steve Pascal there at the back just trying to make an overtaking manoeuvre on the Williams, I think it is, or the Alpine even. There we go. Just the same thing. Dodge. Does he get it? Yes, he does. Dodge. He's trying his hardest. Will he manage to overtake that position? The Alfa Romeo drivers now have the DRS. He's going to have to try and secure it. Battling against these two giants in the Alfa Romeo cars. Looking superb through these turns here. Dodge is going to try and get a podium finish. And the rest of the drivers here at the back doing absolutely fantastically well. Smurf, who is one of the better drivers on the grid, obviously is doing very well. But say Bicycle, possibly a better driver than him. He's got faster tyres as well, so it's just a dream combination for the McLaren. Left to right as McLaren does it. Alpine going to struggle in this next straight here, and he does. Here we go. He's around the outside of the turn. He's going to try and make this position work. He's being pushed onto the outside. That's a bit of a dirty maneuver from Smurf, but it does work for him, as he is now sitting quite comfortably in P9. Possibly not for long though. Look at all these other drivers here. Maybe one of... Oh, the Ferrari gets hit. That is a Snipe who just got a hit there. We believe he's okay now. Sensitive overtaking Des there. DRS is enabled. All these drivers here going to try and make an overtake. Safe Bicycle backs out of the turn. What's he doing? He's slowing down before the turn even comes. So maybe that's a tactical decision to not get himself out of the race. Possibly a smart decision as well. There we go, Aston Martin. Directly in front of the McLaren. Not a lot of overtaking manoeuvres there that could be played. Oh my goodness me! The Alpine was hit there. We believe it has been resolved and he's okay now. Snipe's going to try and make an overtake on safe. Doesn't manage to do it, but we can see Smurf doing very, very well. Oh my goodness me, and that is very, very dangerous for them drivers there. And I thought that I would have saw a collision or two, but it looks like it's fine. So Safe Bicycle managed to secure his P7 position. He was P12, I think, or P17. And now he's gone straight to P7, so he's gained quite a few positions in his past few laps. Yuki and Safe Bicycle sort of nearly battling out between them two. They're going very, 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 very toe to toe. Obviously the lime green helmet of Safe Bicycle and the bright purple helmet of Yuki. Two very distinguishable and recognisable drivers on the lineup today, and are doing very, very well for themselves, of course. Yellow is the one we're not too sure what that's about, but the Ferrari racing towards Aston Martin. Oh my goodness me! The speed on Hamilton is absolutely insane. He's going to try and go around the outside of the Aston Martin. He executes the move perfectly well. Just behind the AlphaTauri now. What's he going to try and do to get into this turn here? And he spun the AlphaTauri out, and that is quite. Yeah, that's not gonna sit well with the Traveller. And he's been spun out himself, so a bit of karma there. And Traveller ends off better out of the worse. I'm gonna go at the front now to see Safe Bicycle racing against Yuki now. Safe Bicycle, possibly one of the best drivers, or if not the best driver on the grid. He's catching up to Yuki quite a few paces a lap, and we can see Cab as well having his say in it. Safe Bicycle with 12 lap old tyres. He doesn't want to leave his position. He still wants to keep his tyres. So it's an interesting manoeuvre from them. We're going to have a look at the back of the grid now and see these gentlemen playing along at it. The Mercedes against the AlphaTauri, and here we go. Oh, he gets spun and he gets hit into the barrier. His wing is damaged, we believe, or we hope not. Let's hope it isn't. I don't think there is any damage. It should be fine. It should be okay. It should be fine. We're going to speak to Traveller and Megan now. Traveller makes the overtaking manoeuvre on Megan. Megan not putting any effort into battling or defending today. We're not too sure why, but yeah, that's it from Megan over there. DRS as it was at the start of the race, so he's doing very, very well there. And of course, was there an incident there? I don't think so. He's fine. But Sensitive is getting closer and closer to the drivers up ahead now. He doesn't have the pace. I don't know how. There we go. Look at this from the Red Bull here. An ambitious manoeuvre here. He nearly hits onto the Alfa Romeo. Gives a bit of space there. Phantom's going to have to try his hardest. I don't think he's going to be able to do this overtake here. He doesn't. He ends up going around the inside. He manages to get a warning for that, I believe. And he makes the overtake, though, on Phantom, just like that. That was pretty swift and very good from him. And obviously, Megan getting the overtake on Snipe, who is at the back of the grid currently. And Ferrari, he slowed down or something. We don't know what's happened. If he does, there's a lot to play for. obviously the Mercedes and the Dez, the Traveller even. The Traveller had a bit of an incident earlier throughout the race. He's recovered quite well, and evidently so. He's doing very well. Unfortunately, he got overtaken there by Monk. He did quite a savvy manoeuvre to release his position back into P10. And a lot of battling here as well with Safe Bicycle, who's exited up the pit lane. And of course, Safe Bicycle doing what he does best, defending his car and his position like anybody. Oh my goodness me, but the speed on the Traveller is absolutely phenomenal. What on earth is going on with Traveller? Traveller is possibly one of the best overtakes and possibly one of the best drivers. Absolutely fantastic work from the Traveller. AlphaTauri will be pleased with that now, but in the flip side, Safe Bicycle will be attacking the position and getting it back just like that. He doesn't manage to do it well enough. Oh my goodness me, Monk goes extremely wide. Safe Bicycle doing an absolute, well, he's trying his absolute hardest to get his position. Yeah, the Traveller will now have to defend his position against the greatest driver on the grid. And on this long straight here with no DRS for Traveller, it's going to be quite an easy overtake for Safe Bicycle here. All he can do is now for the Traveller is to gain on this next turn here. And here we go. He's going to try and make the inside turn here. Ooh, that could have ended really badly. That ended up on the McLaren, so scraping some paint with the barrier. But it looks to be fine now. He's got the DRS. This straight has been one of the most pathetic straights I've ever seen in Formula 1 history. And is now going to the turn. Jinxed with the harder tyres and the older tyres. So Dodge, arguably the faster tyres here, is all to play for this next turn. And it looks like Dodge will get it. On the switchback now we have the Alfa Romeo. He doesn't quite manage to get it. And that will mean the Mercedes has the position of P5. Monk as well in P9, who's also a superb driver. It shouldn't be any challenge for him really to get higher up into the grid. Really, for the McLaren driver, who's doing exceedingly well through these turns. Super fast and super slick. He's now within a second to Elements. That is absolutely incredible. He is now within a second to Elements, which means he does get the DRS. A long straight. And a lot to play for in this next turn here. He made a bit of an overtaking manoeuvre here. He's securing the inside line from Elements. Will that be enough? I don't think so. Safe Bicycle still having to attack. Great defense from Elements. He tries to secure his position. One of the more weaker straights in this race. I will leave Elements now into P8 on the switchback. It goes very close here. Aston Martin has to back out unless he wants to take his wings off completely due to the barrier there. Just exiting pits, and now we have there's new exploits being found out. There's a lot of other information about the circuit that we didn't know previously. A lot of unsafe turns here. Look at this from Safe Bicycle. He's making the overtake on Jinx here. He manages to do it. Safe Bicycle with P6. Look at how well he's doing. As fast as you can get it. He will be catching up to Yuki now within a very short amount of time. There's 30 laps left, so around about half the race is still to come. It's unbelievable. They have not disappointed at all. And surely down this next straight here, he will be making the overtaking manoeuvre. But he'll on board to find out. Look at this, he manages to do it. Nukkari manages to do it, he does it. However, he is on the outside of the turn here. Ooh, very close. Nearly a collision between the two drivers. That would have been absolutely detrimental for both of them. Dodge, who has a penalty as well, needs to be careful. Hamilton doesn't manage to get any progress that turn. Oh my goodness me! And that is quite a rash overtake there from Hamilton. He does manage to score the position, but now he does. That was pretty rash of an overtake from Hamilton, but he managed to secure it nevertheless. And if you have a look over here, with these two, so Traveller with the better tyres, does he manage to make the overtake? Slightly. Does he manage to do it completely? No, he doesn't. He checks up, lets the Mercedes in front to avoid a collision here. So quite rightly, a safe play here by the AlphaTauri. Probing way, trying his best. He goes around the inside of the turn here. The Mercedes acknowledges it. Still doesn't manage to get the overtake. They're pushing him onto the inside here. What on earth was the Mercedes doing there? Oh my goodness me, what on earth is that? What is that all about? Traveller is out of the race. And there is a safety car. There is a safety car now. This is astonishing. This is absolutely astonishing. These drivers now will be bunched up together again. This could mean anything for these drivers.
Being that far behind, really. We'll still get some points out of it, hopefully.
Yeah, you will get some points out of it, so that's fine. That's fine. And it's a 5-second penalty for severe collision. And oh my goodness. Yeah, so I'll just have a look at that then. So thank you very much for your time, Jinx. Good luck with the rest of the race. So we are resuming. We're back underway now. Look at this one with the drivers who are speeding and quite correctly doing every single thing they can to overtake each other at the front of the grid, looking quite the same as they did before. No overtakes are happening. Williams is trying to get around to the Alpine here. Doesn't manage to get it. The rest of the drivers also doing very well. So some overtakes here at the front of the grid. That is Elements who's been overtaken by the drivers here. Devil Driver trying to get the overtake here. He managed to get it. Williams. So Devil Driver is now on the podium now as it stands. So Bicycle's still in P1. He's got 15 lap old tyres on, so he's going to struggle quite a bit. And Badass Fred, who's just behind him too. So this might mean that all the drivers stay clunked together until Badass Fred laps Safe Bicycle. Also, Safe Bicycle is one of the best drivers at defending, so it's going to be a bit of a challenge to do that. As you can see, a lot of overtakes here in the middle of the grid here. A lot of intense driving here. Very close together. Possibly, I've been given possibly the worst camera to view this at, but it's fine. There we go. And Monk, who we've spoken to just earlier, there in the Mercedes. We've got Yuki going to try and make an overtake here on the Alfa Romeo, and he does superbly well. Wheel-to-wheel action there between them two drivers, and they did it superbly with class. And Katz actually gets the overtake on Fred. And I don't know how that happened, but he managed to do it. Elements now in the Aston Martin, doing very well into P5. Oh, he spins. Did he spin? That's possibly the strangest thing I've ever seen in my entire life from the Aston Martin. But he managed to recover it, and it's fine now. The Ferrari, who's just behind, edging away, just probing away, looking for more opportunities to overtake. Is he going to be able to do it? We don't know. Here we go. Is he going to be able to do it? We don't know. Here we go. No real rest left. Elements trying his hardest. Will he be able to do it? The Aston Martin locks up and checks out. A lot of battling here between the Aston Martin and the Mercedes to get into P6 now. Will the Ferrari be able to do it? He's got the better tyres, so Dodge, also the faster driver. He didn't even have to use DRS, and he managed to get the overtake. What a fantastic overtake that was from Dodge. We're going to go ahead to Megan Sensitive now. Megan, who managed to get the overtake on Sensitive. Megan doing superbly well. And there's everything to play for at the front of the grid as well, especially. So Bicycle gets lapped, overtaken by Capt. Capt, who has 130.968 seconds. Absolutely fantastic driving from Capt. DRS is now enabled, which means Safe Bicycle isn't out of the equation yet. He is still very much so in the race as he was 3 laps to go. Through Monk's retired from the session, and I saw that coming. Obviously he's not been doing too great, and he's gone straight into the back of him as well. What on earth did he do? Maybe it's just that turn, we don't know. Safety car's back out. Of Phantom maybe coming into effect now, as Fred DNF'd. I think he has some sort of collision. I don't know the details, but we'll have to have a clip of it. Safe Bicycle is still at the front of the grid. He is I think it's South African or Indian driver. I'm not too sure, but of course he's leading the grid today, doing very well. It's a yellow in sector 3 with the Aston Martin, and the Alpine and Cat obviously doing very, very well in P2. He's been holding off for quite a while, and the Alfa Romeo holding very, very close behind as well. There's only 2 laps to go. Some yellow flags in the race as it stands. The Red Bull on the right there runs wide. And sensitive, of course, in the Red Bull. Red Bull hasn't been doing very well this season, but if he manages to get this P4, this could be a turning point for Red Bull. As you know, Red Bull is doing quite bad throughout the season, but obviously you know that it will. Maybe the curse will break after today's race. Obviously, P4 tomorrow we have Monaco, so that's going to be very, very interesting to say the least. Megan as well, who tries absolute hardest. He's retained his P5 position. He's before in P15 and P16 down at the bottom of the grid, and now has recovered himself quite well into P5. The Haas team will definitely be very, very happy with his efforts, and the Williams as well, also done very, very well. There's only 2 laps left to go. The drivers will have to do their best. Fred, it's just absolutely heartbreaking to see him have a DNF there, but it is what it is, and it's just a racing incident. We didn't have a chance to get an interview with him, but I'm sure he is very, very frustrated. As you know, Yuki with the fastest 129.770 seconds on the fastest lap there. That's possibly one of the fastest laps I've seen in this circuit. Williams as well doing very well in P6, and Phantom in P3 as well. So this could mean Phantom, if Jinx gets any closer to the front of the grid, which I'm not too sure they'll be able to, Phantom will take the podium finish as long as Safe Bicycle and Cat stay tame together. There's only about 2 laps to go, and everything is still to play for. Megan is going to try and look for an overtake here against the Alfa Romeo in P3, trying his best not to overtake the Alfa Romeo in any dirty way possible. He checks up there just a little bit, coming around the apex on the switchback now, looking very confident. He's feeling good. Absolutely incredible driving. I think it's safe to say that Safe Bicycle has stuck his position really, really well. Okay, DRS is back enabled again on the very last lap. It won't mean much of a difference. The drivers will have all to play for now. Megan, who is exceedingly getting close to Phantom, who is currently in P3. This would be one of Megan's first podium. I'm just going to double check to see whether it is his first podium finish. I'm not too sure. I don't think it is. Yeah, so Megan, who is in P6, has had a P2 finish and a P3 finish. Over Phantom, I think, yeah, he's had one P1 finish. And so if he gets his, oh my goodness me, Megan speeding through. I didn't even see him come through. Megan, this might be bloody hell. This might be his P3 finish for today. Only a few more turns left to go, with a massive DRS straight. This could mean the difference for the Haas. Haas has to defend here. He's only got 2 manoeuvres to make. He does have the DRS on cap though, so it does save him. They won't be able to make an overtake on Capped, however. But there we go. The Alfa Romeo down the inside now. We're going to go on board with him. A bit of a rash overtake there. Doesn't manage to make it. Haas still in the game. Phantom just behind. Here we go. And that is it. Who's safe? Bicycle has just finished. And there goes Capped and Megan and the rest of the drivers now. Obviously do their thing. And Phantom, fortunately.